welcome to another part of my tutorial where I will teach you how to actually make the balls drop. And yeah, so like um, so as you can see here, I have an event listener for the gamble button. So when I click it, it'll it'll check, the ball value, which is here, which is in this field there. So yeah, it'll parse it as a float, and then the render properties basically, if I have something equipped, right, and then it'll get the ball skin, the URL to the image, right, and it'll have that as a texture, and then yeah. But there's no um, if there's nothing equipped, right, as you can see here in the gamble.html, I have a script here, so this will preload the preload the image. So yeah, if you spam the button, is sometimes if it doesn't load, it just looks like you're dropping nothing. But yeah, here I also have a script that stores this ball skin URL. This is using also Python like the Jinja to fill this in. Yeah, and that will basically define ball skin URL. Yeah, so if ball skin URL is empty, it'll just give us a white ball. Otherwise, it'll give us a picture. So we'll check if ball value is positive and that it's, you know, uh, correct to 2 decimal places. If I multiply by 100 and mod it by 1, there's no decimals, right? There's nothing left over, no remainder. And there's also not a delay in place, because um, if there's a delay in place, I will not allow it to drop. So yeah, so this will check if currently it's on cooldown. Yeah, so here I'm using a XML HTTP request because forms will actually reset the page. As you can see, if I equipped Madish, right? See, it refreshes the page, right? And we can't have that happening every single time we drop a ball. So instead, we just have a request to drop ball, which we basically just check. Um, yeah, so we basically just check that the ball value here. If we can't turn it, okay, yeah, we're just checking if it's a float, and then again check again that it's positive and that it's corrected 2 decimal places, and then we check that yeah, we get the lam coin from the user, and then we check that the ball value is less than a lam coin, because we can't drop a ball that's more valuable than the amount of coins we have. So yeah, then we subtract it from the lam coin. We also round it off to 2 decimal places, and then we update the lam coin, and we commit it, and then return a new string of the new lam coin. And then we'll return this string of the new lam coin, and then basically it'll just display this new lam coin up here. So every time I drop a ball, this gets this that gets updated. So yeah, um, this is the basically how it works. And then if the response text isn't a number, because okay, if it works, it's a number. Otherwise, it's text. If it's not a number, then it'll just show alert. But if it is a number, it'll actually drop the ball, and then yeah, it will add it to the composite, right? It'll add it to the world, and then yeah, and it'll update the text accordingly. Yeah, but the request itself is basically just the same as a URL search param. So we'll just send this. I'll just convert it to a URL encoded string, and then it will start a new timeout, which is basically a delay. So the the function that I'm feeding in it, it just clears when after 100 milliseconds are up, it'll clear the delay and it'll set drop ball delay to be null. Yeah. So only when it's null will it be able to send a request. Otherwise, it's gonna be flooded. Yeah. And then yeah, that's how the ball drop works. And then yeah, that's all. Welcome to another part of my tutorial where I will teach you how to make the ball drop and yeah, and how to wow, yeah, how to make the ball drop and how to validate it. Yeah. So unfortunately, since everything we're doing here is pretty simple, we can't have WebSocket connections. I basically have to do everything in a way where the the user can send a request and it will just go through. But yeah, artificially. However, it's fine. Yeah, so I created okay, this is essentially an event listener. So this is event.on. So this is just an event listener for the engine. So if any collisions start, right? The pair so it'll just there's such thing as event pairs. So within this collision, or rather any collision, there's gonna be a list of pairs that are colliding, right? So this is var colliding pair. So let pair of colliding pair basically iterates through all the pairs. So it's gonna be a list, array of arrays. So the collided bucket and the collided ball, yeah. So we're gonna initialize all these, right? And the bodies. So within the pair, there's gonna be a body A and body B because it's a pair. There's only two bodies. So within these two bodies, we're gonna check whether one of them has a label, which is bucket, and yeah, if it is, then we'll get the multiplier value, which is the body.value, which we uh, yeah, which we which we specified here, and yeah, um, so this is good. It'll basically fill this up. This is the body, which is basically the bucket. Yeah, and collided ball will be the body that is labeled Plinko Ball, and the ball value will be the value of the Plinko Ball, basically. Yeah, and also the Plinko Balls have something called restitution, which makes it bouncy. So I made it 0.2 because it's like pretty yeah, from what I've seen, it's yeah, from my own testing, it goes to the center pretty um, consistently. So yeah, and then otherwise, if it's a peg, right, then we'll okay, well we'll generate a random number between 0 and 4, right, and we'll play one of the four boring sounds that we have. Otherwise, okay, yeah. So uh, once we've established, you know, whether there's a collided bucket or collided ball, we make sure that both these are not null. So that means that there, within the collision, there's a ball, there's a bucket. If it's a peg, then collided bucket will be null. Because we only want this to happen. We only want to add to um, the users the user's lam coin count if the ball touches a bucket. So yeah, um, once it collides, we want to remove the ball from the world. Yeah. So and then we'll also remove the Plinko ball from the Plinko balls array, and then we create a new XML HTTP request to receive ball. So receive ball will give us here, it'll check that, yeah, it'll get the ball value and a ball multiplier from the request, and yeah, it'll check if the ball value is positive and that, you know, it's correct to 2 decimal places, and that the multiplier isn't some made up multiplier. So you can't put like 50 times, I'll just go through. There's a multipliers a list right here, and it has to be a valid multiplier. So now we go in a database and then we select the lam coin, and then we add the lam coin to, yeah, we add the lam coin to it. I mean, we add a ball value times the multiplier to the lam coin, and we update it, yeah, and then we commit it and we close it, and then again it will return a string, which is the new lam coin. So otherwise, it will return an error message, which is not numbers. So yeah, again, if it's a number, then it'll change the lam coin text. Otherwise, it'll alert. Yeah. So that is basically it. Yeah. So everything, um, yeah, everything is basically explained, and um, this is the request. The request contains the ball value and the multiplier, which is the multiplier of the bucket and the value of the ball. Yeah, and that's about it. Thank you for watching.